Welcome to Beer and Iron's Low and Slow Cheesy White Chicken Chili in a Cast Iron Dutch Oven recipe. It's a great Sunday at home, all-day cook, low and slow, baby it's cold outside meal that's easy. And it's going to taste like you've been cooking, well, all day long. This is what I call a buddy cook. It takes the same energy to cook food in one 5-quart cast iron Dutch oven as it does when there's 2 in there. During the time I'm going to cook this chicken chili, I'm going to prepare a coffee crusted pork roast for some enchiladas I've been planning to make. You could create this same recipe in a crock pot, but you know what? I can't put my finger on it. But this chicken chili does taste some better coming out of a cast iron pot. First, let's talk about the ingredients. I use 2 or 3 whole chicken breasts for this recipe. This is one of the only recipes where I don't tenderize or brine the chicken breast. I just leave them whole and as is. We're going to chop 1 whole onion. Any variety will work. We'll use 2 to 4 cloves of diced garlic. And we're going to chop up a couple of poblano chilies. Like always, you can use bell peppers or Anaheim peppers if you prefer. We'll add 1 7-ounce can of fire-roasted diced green chilies, or you can use 2 4-ounce cans. This salsa verde is going to work perfect. We'll use about a cup. I'll add a couple of cans of white beans or navy beans, rinsed and drained. You could use 3 cups of made-at-home white beans instead, totally up to you. For the seasonings, we're going to use 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of oregano, a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and a half a teaspoon of onion powder. Let's make some chili. Chop the 1 onion. And then dice the 2 to 4 cloves of garlic. Chop or dice the 2 poblano chilies, or the equivalent of any green pepper you choose. Keep the peppers together, and keep the onion and the garlic together. Mix up the spices and the seasonings. Take out your 5-quart cast iron Dutch oven. We're going to layer out our ingredients. Layer the bottom with the onions and the garlic. Next, add your layer of poblano chilies. Add the white beans to the top of the chilies. Over the beans, add all of your seasonings. Spread them out evenly, or maybe not so even. This recipe is very forgiving. Now add the raw chicken breast here and kind of tuck them in, but don't push them too far down in those ingredients. If you're enjoying this recipe, consider giving us a thumbs up, clicking on that subscribe button, and giving a little ding on that dinner bell. This recipe does very well with 12 ounces of a Mexican lager. This Mexican-style lager by Bombastic worked beautifully. I've used everything from Corona to a nice, easy-drinking lager in this recipe, and they all turn out delicious. I'll pour off 1.5 cups or 12 ounces from this pint of beer. And just between you and me and the walls, I sure enough enjoyed drinking those other 4 ounces. I'd avoid IPAs, porters, and stouts with this recipe. Stick with something clean and crisp and an easy drinker. It'll work fine. It may not look like there's enough liquid in that chili, but hang on. You'll see it's gonna be perfect. Top the chicken with the canned green chilies. Then pour over 1 cup or 8 ounces of the green salsa verde. Now cover that cast iron Dutch oven with the lid. Like I said, I'll be preparing my coffee crusted pork roast to cook with my chili in my 200° Fahrenheit, 93° Celsius oven. This roast is not part of the chicken chili, but will cook alongside that chicken chili. It takes the same energy to cook both of them, so why not? I'll use that pork roast in my enchiladas later in the week. After that chicken chili has been cooking in the oven for 6 to 7 hours, pull that pot from the oven. We're going to pull that chicken from the chili and shred it up and then return it back to the chili. Any piggybacking ingredients is a-okay, just let them tag along. Do you see how much liquid we have there now? That's perfect. Put that pot on the stove over low heat and cover it while we shred our chicken. Take 2 forks and shred up your chicken. It'll be tender, tender, tender. Leaving a few larger chunks of chicken here and there is suggested. Before you return that chicken to that pot, add 1/3 cup of white flour to the simmering chili. This is going to thicken things up. Now add all of the shredded chicken back to the pot and let it simmer there until dinner time. But what about that coffee-crusted pork roast we buddy cooked with our chili? Look at that black beauty. Y'all, that right there is the good stuff. There's a link to the recipe and video in the description for this coffee-crusted pork roast. Yeah, low and slow is the way to go. I don't know about you all, but I'm ready for some chili. We ain't quite done yet. Add about a cup or 2 of shredded white cheese or pepper jack cheese to that chili just before you're ready to serve, and then fold it into the chili. There's no need to stir it in. Now bring in your bowls and let's serve it up. Low and slow, cheesy white chicken chili and a cast iron Dutch oven recipe that we buddy cooked with a coffee-crusted pork roast for other recipes. If you're going to cook a roast low and slow and there's room for a chicken chili or maybe even another roast, you might as well cook them together. I sure do hope you enjoyed this recipe. Consider giving us a thumbs up, hitting that subscribe button, and giving a little ding on that dinner bell. You all keep cooking in those cast iron beauties and enjoying those glasses of that fermented barley pop. We're going to see you next time on beerandIron.com.